Hey everybody, this is Cherokee Edwards from Cherokee Edwards Inspires, where we're going to have shows here to talk about life, to talk about what makes your life special, what makes it better, and everybody working together, because together everyone achieves more. Acronym for the word team. Stay tuned and let's get it on. Well, welcome to another edition of the Cherokee Edwards Inspires podcast. And I have with us today a good friend of mine, a very good friend of mine that is representing Steamatic Restoration. And this is my buddy. Let's welcome Renee Chim. How are you, darling?
I'm doing well. Good evening.
Good evening.
Be talking this late.
Hey, you know you got to be a good friend if we doing it this late, right?
Right?
And lucky we're quarantined. We could be in pajamas. We could be in
Good evening, everybody. I was telling Cherokee right before this podcast started. Who would have known that? I thought it started like 5 minutes ago. But what I was saying to him was just basically thanking him for giving me the opportunity to stand before him and you all and telling you a brief story about Steamatic, what we do and what we stand for. So a little history about Steamatic. Steamatic Restoration and Cleaning is a thriving franchise system started in 1948 in Fort Worth, Texas, and now operating in 20 countries with over 160 franchises, territories worldwide. Over the past half-century, Steamatic franchises have pioneered the science of carpet cleaning, duct cleaning, and restoration of residential and commercial properties. Steamatic continues to introduce innovations in equipment, technology, and most of all, customer service. Steamatic also has always believed that customer experience comes first. Total satisfaction is our only goal, and every job gets our total dedication and commitment. As you can only understand, we do come across a lot of unique scenarios where somebody either loses someone, and I think we're all, we hear that a lot lately.
Yeah.
Or lose sentimental value, of something that can't be restored. So we truly value, the time in walking our clients through every process of their claim, and most importantly, creating a stress-free environment.
Right.
So, and forgive me, because, when you do go across, when you do, go or in a situation where you lose somebody, it is very hard. And I'm hearing a lot of more stories about it now, more so than ever, due to this virus.
Right.
And so just having somebody special like you and a lot of good other people.
Right. It's okay. And I know this is, and that's what I love about you, Renee, is that you use your heart so much. And I think the world needs to know that, this lady, guys, she's just an angel from heaven. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I can't express it anymore. She takes this stuff on the chin every day, wants to make people's lives better, and not just with Steamatic, the company, but just as a person. As a person, she always has a kind word for everyone. She always has a beautiful smile. No, you guys can't see her, but she's a beautiful, beautiful young lady, and your heart is just. It's just amazing. And that's one of the reasons why I said when I get you on here, we can't do the normal interview. I have to let you loose so God can work through you. You know what I mean? And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So it brings me to this too. I guess the craziest question is, you're almost explaining it, but what inspired you to join Steamatic?
Okay. So, and forgive me because I'm crying up a storm.
That's okay.
But, growing up, I didn't have much. And I grew up not knowing my family. And, I came very discouraged and struggled with creating relationships. Until one day I finally acknowledged my ability to help others around me and became very passionate about inspiring others to do, to see their own abilities.
Right.
So when something as far as to what inspires me is the opportunity to build relationships. I truly value every relationship that I come across. And it's not only just retaining those relationships, but, retaining those relationships long term.
Right.
I don't just take it as a professional relationship, but I bring each person into my life, as a friend or family.
Right. And I know we call each other family, so that's and we have similar backgrounds. Both of us come from up north. Both of us come up pretty hard, and we made something out of ourselves, thank God. And we found each other to build a family, didn't we?
We did.
And
we did.
Yeah.
And I take passion not only in helping others grow, but also in helping other people myself, as far as to how far I had, how far I came along in life,
Right.
So it's amazing to see that process.
Right.
And yeah.
Wow. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So do you feel like Steamatic is your calling? I see your calling much bigger than just a company, but what do you see as your calling?
Well, my ultimate goal is really to build the foundation to help youthful individuals, like myself, believe in themselves and drive them to become passionate about their dreams. So that would be my ultimate goal,
That's a beautiful goal to have. That's a beautiful, and I know you try to take care of your family, and you were helping your mother as well, and that that's something close to my heart. Before my mother passed away, I mean, she was my queen and everything to me. So I love the way you reach back, even with some of the trials that you've been through in your early years and your younger years. So tell us a little bit about your long-term goal and how it pertains to the lesson that you've learned. The most valuable lesson you've learned.
Well, believe it or not, the true core value and what is very meaningful, so basically what the true core value, what I really found within all of this is, that anything is possible.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That anything's possible, and not everything's going to be easy,
Right.
Not everything's going to be easy, and everything has a step, and you just have to have patience. So patience is definitely a virtue for sure.
Right. Oh yeah, you ain't never lied about that.
Yeah.
And as strong as you are, what advice would you give, if anything? What would you give a young aspiring young lady or gentleman? What would you give them as far as advice?
Well, the aspiring advice that I would give an individual is to definitely find true core value in what is meaningful and is the fulfillment of what completes you. Mm-hmm. And as far as to what you do and so it can help you do what you do best, and build from that and never give up. Most importantly, never give up.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think that's a big thing, especially in these times right now. Renee, tell us how is the coronavirus affecting Steamatic in your everyday thing? How's it affecting you?
So with the coronavirus happening, it's been changing a lot of the process of how we service our work orders and having to practice these safety measures and safety guidelines and social distancing, on protecting our clients and then also our staff. Mm-hmm. So when we go into these, facilities to service them, they have, they're vacant. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, there are a lot of certifications to do aside from what we do, because we come in and we clean catastrophes. We're now certified under CIC, CDC to come in and disinfect commercial facilities.
Okay.
So we have an EPA chemical that we use to fog and wipe down and disinfect the areas that that are required.
Right.
And it's been really difficult for us in that case, and I tell you why, because everybody has this hysteria, so everybody's really scared.
Yeah.
Especially these elderly residential homes.
Yes.
So they're trying to wait for everything to kind of slow down before we go in there. Because if you can only imagine, when we go in there to service these type of, facilities, they have to protect the residents. And then we also have to protect our staff too, and also them when we service them.
Yes.
So when we go into these facilities, it's high. It's a really high risk.
Right.
So we have to make sure that it is vacant and there's nobody there.
Right.
And because what's going on, again, they're just not letting anyone in. Thankfully for the hotels, we've been servicing the hotels and like schools because they've been vacant. Hospitals are going scared crazy.
Yes, they are.
It's yeah.
Okay.
So those are the difficulties that we come across, but thankfully we are under those certifications to provide this type of service that help in any way in the community, to stop any spread or prevent anything from this virus from spreading any further.
Right. Okay. Well, we're going to take a word from our local sponsor from Anchor, and we'll be right back with Miss Renee Chim, Steamatic.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
All right. Well, we're back with Miss Renee Chim from Steamatic Restoration. And Renee, we were talking about how the coronavirus is affecting you and your company. Have you had any situations where people close to you are being affected by this? I know that we're Northerners, so we have family and friends up north. Do you have anything going on?
Well, recently we had a close friend of ours. Her partner had just 24 hours ago. She passed away. She had a heart attack and she passed.
I'm so sorry.
And it's sad. She was a healthy person.
Right.
The healthy person.
Right.
Joyful. Inspiring. Shine light. To individuals like myself, and it's really it's scary to see something happen like that. It kind of shows you life and time is very precious.
Yes, it is.
Yes. Yeah, so you never know what's going to happen, so you definitely want to value every moment that you have with your family and your loved ones. I think this isolation period has really taught me to not only reflect but also remember the things that I love, and the people that I love,
Yeah.
And also make amends on, even with the people that you don't, that you had a dislike to, because it's all about spreading, being humanitarian, and spreading the love, and not letting this virus win.
Right. That's right. And I'm so sorry for your loss. I have a couple people that are on ventilators now myself, that I'm hearing about, that I'm very close to. This is a very dangerous time for us, and we have to get really close. I mean, we lost over 2,000 people today alone. 2,000 people, just like that, and and
yeah, it's really scary. We didn't think that this was going to happen. We were just talking to them the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So to hear this happen, like within 24 hours, it's kind of like, it's surprising. It's very shocking,
Surreal. It's surreal,
Mm-hmm.
and it's,
So I apologize if I got very emotional. It's just
no, you know what? If you didn't get emotional, you wouldn't be real. I mean, how could somebody lose people and go through what we're going through and not get emotional about it?
Yeah.
I appreciate you for being real, coming on here with me tonight. It's almost midnight and you and I are right here and we're giving the people what they want. Believe me, people want realness. They don't want fake stuff. They're getting enough of that with the news, right?
Yeah, but this is what long-term friendship's all about.
Yeah, yes.
It's about really family and being able to feel comfortable to call each other at any time.
Yes.
Any day.
That's right. That's right.
Even if just to give an ear and just listen.
Yes.
You know?
It makes the world a better place. Makes the world a better place.
So when I talk about, how we come across with Steamatic, like unique situations where, somebody, I had lost somebody and I got very kind of choked up.
Yeah.
It's because that had just recently happened, and it's true, how, when you go under, and especially what we do when people go under like these fire losses that, loses somebody, or it's just as simple as just, somebody passing from a heart attack. And that's not even simple, but I'm just saying.
Right. That's something that you normally expect. Right. You can expect that, but this, you don't expect something like what we're going through now.
But you don't expect something like this, somebody that's truly healthy, somebody that is okay, that is lively, that you wouldn't think the world, that you think that nothing can come across them.
Right.
In this virus,
Right.
And then boom.
Yeah.
And boom, it happens just like that.
What would you and since we're on this topic and we're being real here on this show, what would you advise? Because I know in your business you see tragedy, you clean things from tragedy, also, and you also do carpet cleaning. But what would you suggest to people in New York, here, all over the world? What would you say to them right now?
As far as to
try to keep them safe, what would you advise them to do in the cleanliness and things that with your profession, what you know about?
Well, I would definitely, advise, just to stay isolated, stay quarantined, and if you're planning to go outside, please take those precautions, practice those safety guidelines. Even just as simple as praying before you leave out the door, that you're thankful to have the freedom of being alive.
Right.
And taking those precautions to wear your gloves, wear your mask at all times.
Right.
And everywhere, whenever you leave or come in or come out, make sure you sanitize everything.
Right.
And just keeping the cleanliness and being sanitized and, and being safe. Being safe.
Definitely. Yeah. Definitely. Renee,
it's not the easiest, but it is very important these times.
Yeah.
I have two kids, one's 17 and I got a 14-year-old. Then they're not the best at practicing those guidelines. So having somebody like myself.
Right. What teenagers are, man, for real. All jokes aside, you know what I mean?
That I have OCD, that I'm able to, be on top of them. But even with that, being a parent, it's very hard, during this time, them too.
Yeah.
They're also undergoing a lot of changes too. I have my kids where they've taken online classes virtually.
Right.
At the same time in the next room,
Woo.
While I'm doing a Zoom meeting. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
It's unreal. It's unreal.
Wow. What do you think about the president wanting to open up the schools like ASAP? What do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
I think it's crazy.
I do too.
I think it's crazy.
I do too.
What are we doing? What are we thinking?
Yeah, they're sitting there going back and forth on this.
And I say that people that think that that's okay, well, shame on them.
Yeah, it's too early. It's too soon. We got to beat this thing. Yeah.
Because think about it, even if that curve, that curve kind of slows down, right? And this virus all of a sudden is kind of like, dissipates and it's finally clear. Everyone's cured. They found a cure. They found it's we're going to be okay again, Right. Once we're okay again, who can tell if somebody that has the virus and is immune to it, doesn't have the symptoms, right?
Right.
Still alive, but has the COVID-19 and is quarantined at home and still goes outside.
Right. Exactly.
So that is also, you're still at risk.
Right. So, and you're putting others at risk too.
Yes.
Right.
So they have to be a lot of changes, I believe. They have to be a lot of changes.
Now with this pandemic, I know I've been I've been your advocate around my neighborhood and a couple other places, but I want to let people know what it is that you guys can do for them, especially afterwards, because I'm pretty sure, it'll be a minute before, a lot of people are comfortable, especially elderly. But what would you do for in their home to take care of them with your company?
But we would definitely make sure that, we check on each and every one of them and ensure that if in any way to service the type of cleaning service that we provide to help disinfect, in the cause of this virus, we wouldn't mind doing that. And the fact that we provide free estimate definitely makes a difference too.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And we definitely take in consideration of the COVID-19, and some just doesn't have the resources or the funds to do so. Just kind of like letting them know, that we're there. Yeah. We're genuinely here.
Definitely.
We are. Yeah.
And you clean the house from the rooter to the tutor, like from port to starboard in the Navy term, right?
But thankfully, I don't do it. I'm very fortunate to work remotely from home.
Yeah.
And even that has been very difficult. Like, because I said again, the whole company is actually going under a lot of changes. I think all of us are going under a lot of changes and changing the process how we do things.
Yes.
But the guys that are in the forefront,
Yeah. Shouts out to them.
I just thank you for their service.
Yes. Shouts out to them. Mad love. Yeah. They're on the front line.
Yeah, and even the guys in the front line, like the first responders, especially them,
yes,
law enforcement, military,
yes, yeah,
the postman,
yes, yeah. Hey, the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, right?
Yeah, the Uber driver,
right? Uber driver, Lyft driver, the pizza guy, Yeah. DoorDash.
The health professionals. Oh my God, God bless. I was watching something, a friend of mine, what they're doing in New York, and I thought that was very, very impactful and inspiring, But to see, people that are in New York, as grumpy as they are,
right? Yeah.
Come together,
yeah,
and they come out with I think a spatula.
Yes. Yes.
And as soon as have you seen that?
Yes, I have. I love it.
A health professional comes out.
Yeah.
You're out there in we call it a fire escape.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, that's right. That's what I had.
A fire escape is a different version, and it's up north thing.
Yes, it is.
And it's very similar to a balcony.
Yeah. So it's our version of the balcony.
Your balcony.
Yeah. It's the ghetto or hood version of the balcony. That's right.
It is. So you would go out there your balcony and you would just wring that hand with your spatula.
Yes.
As soon as they get off
show
work,
love. That's right.
They put their time and show them love.
Yeah.
For them to do what they do.
Yeah. Even the firefighters are doing it. Even the first responders are doing it. Yeah.
Yes. People that are volunteering.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And so when you ask me something like that, as far as to what we can do, by all means, if you guys don't have the resources or any funds to do, to have us to come out there, let us at least help. Let us at least, try to clean and disinfect as much as we can to help stop the spreading of this virus.
Right. Yes. I agree.
Think about all the worries later on, and by all means, we're here to help, and we're here to help in the process.
So let me ask you, because obviously, you and I, we using our heart for this. I don't like to go script wise. I love what we're talking about. I love the love that you're putting out, the emotion that you're putting out, because people need to know that we're real. We're real people. We're going through it right with everybody else. And we pray for everyone for their safe journey through this. But we know everybody's not coming through this, and people are going to take it to the chin. And a lot of us are going to know people that pass away from this. We just are, and I just want everybody to know that we're here. We're here. We need to be together. We need to be together on this.
Yeah. It is very important, and it's very amazing to see how people kind of reach out. People that are strangers that reach out to you.
I feel you. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I have a couple of people that reach me out even just by social media stream,
Yeah.
Kind of checking and saying, hey, you okay? I haven't really seen your post lately, so I just want to know if I'm just checking in.
Yeah.
even that,
it means a lot, doesn't it?
It means a lot.
It means a lot. You know,
it means a lot.
And I tell you, and I know you're keeping those 2 girls safe for yours. So, you know, the beautiful girls. Yeah. And, you know, like I said, let me ask you this. What would we know that you guys take care of restoration and, you know, make sure everything is sanitized and restored. How could the listeners get to you? How could they reach you to maybe set up an appointment for you? What's the best way to do that, Renee?
So you can either call us directly at 757-585-2600 or reach me directly, and I am available 24 hours, 7 days out of the week for you guys to answer any questions or concerns that you guys might have. And that number would be 757-920-6620. Or you can even just go into our website and book an appointment, or even just stream onto our social stream and just send out a message. Unfortunately, this is like the new norm for us to like virtual use any type of, you know, engine for us to communicate. So
I agree.
In any ways you guys feel comfortable communicating with us, feel free to reach out. Right. We are here. We are available. And we're here to help.
I tell you, you know, we got plenty of time on our hands. Have you done any heavy reading? Have you read anything lately?
You know, I've been, you know, lately I've been very busy with the girls and trying to connect with everybody and, you know, help every new business that are, you know, that are brought to my attention, and helping them grow too, and connecting with them with other people, because that's what I love to do.
That's what you do, and you do it well. And you do it well. Yes, you do.
So I really haven't had time to read, I can say that, but I have had a lot of time to spend time with the girls and speak to them. And you know this, you know, I live in Virginia Beach, so I live in the Hampton Roads area.
Right.
So driving Monday through Friday, you know, I am very dedicated to my job.
Yes,
you know?
you are.
And I'm dedicated to my clients. You know, I'm dedicated to the community and the people, you know. And so having to drive 140 miles a day, Monday through Friday, a lot of miles that I've accumulated in my car.
Yes, indeed. I was just getting ready to tell the listeners how far you drive every day. I was getting ready to tell them.
Yeah, because let me tell you, it is a drive, you know. So I live in the Hampton Roads area. I live in Virginia Beach. You know, but I travel Monday through Friday to Williamsburg.
Yes.
And although we're located in Williamsburg, we do cover the Virginia Peninsula. So that's anywhere from like Hampton, Newport News, Gloucester, Poquoson, James City County, York County, and obviously Williamsburg.
Well, I tell you what, Renee, I thank you so much for coming on here with me and chopping it up a little bit and letting my audience and followers get to know you a bit. But one more time, let them know how to reach out to you. Let them know how to get in touch with you.
So the way to reach out to me is either directly to call in our office, and that's at 757-585-2600, or you can reach me directly at 757-920-6620, or you can sign our social media stream just send up, and that's at www.steamaticvaping.com and Steamatic Virginia Peninsula.
Okay, well, you guys heard it from the horse's mouth. That's the beautiful Renee Chim, and I tell you, Steamatic is very lucky to have you. Your dedication is legendary. You know what I think of you. So, and I look forward to having you on again. And look, keep that chin up, and we're gonna make it through this. You know.
We will. Yeah. This all shall pass.
Yes, it will. God got us. God has us. Believe me.
Yes.
Right.
See that. Yes.
Amen. Yes. Amen. All right. Well, thank you so much for getting on board and talking to me and giving me some time. I appreciate you.